that I had to put in sunglasses. Actually, I got new glasses today. So I'm going to unveil them. They come with clip-on, if I can get them off, clip-off sunglasses.
He's being daring. He went with blue. They don't look very blue on there, but they are blue. They're blue, like a blue-gray. And I just have to say, if I get something like new sunglasses, I would never announce to the world. I don't even want to be noticed. Okay, that is the difference between a true extrovert and a true introvert.
Karen always wears sunglasses.
I told Tim I wanted him
and this is my first pair.
But I wanted to start with Tim holding this. He said, no, I got to talk about my glasses first.
Yes.
This is what 363 get well cards look like. So I have some really fun statistics with this that we're going to share. So I'm going to put that away in a minute. But you know, first, we've got more mail. And I did include the Get Well cards from today. I just looked at the envelopes and added to the state. So they're in our tally. And I bet we still might get a few more coming. So I think that is so fun. So, okay, thanks you guys for sharing. That is just the nicest thing you can do. So today, actually, before we start with mail, let me just quick say, we only have a couple more days left to order this month. There are a few things that are going up in price. If you're interested in that, it's the last chance to get my card kit, which is this. Also, keep in mind, if you place a minimum $50 order from me for 6 months in a row, you get to pick a free stamp set out of the catalog. So let me know if you're close to that. And always just let me know. Tim said to me, Karen, we really don't have any sentences with this, the first time ever. And I said, Tim, this is a comment how behind I am. I haven't been able to go through and read all the comments. My goal is tonight, I'm going to settle in and read comments. So we're finally slowing down a little bit.
Yes.
So I have these two to send out. These are paper shares from some of the current things. 4x6s. We do paper shares in 4x6s and 6x6s. These two are going to, it's a set of 3 each. Joy Wagner and Judy Harmon. So let us know. Just message me your address, even if you think I already have it.
Gotta be a J name for the first name.
Oh, that's true. And today's giveaway is actually a current product, and I never do that, but you'll know why when I'm explaining Tim's cards. I'm going to give away a pack of the New Horizons paper, and I'm going to give you a hint about it. Tim got 40 of his Get Well cards used this paper. That shows how popular this is. So even if you already have it, you could use a second. So in honor of that, now, Deanne says, coming to you live from my desk and spreadsheets. We're glad to have you here. I said, I do not like spreadsheets. Okay. We have from Georgia, Michelle Almos.
Georgia, the state, not the person.
Okay. Oh, a flap card. Look at this. Oh, I love this layout. Okay, you're gonna open it.
Okay.
These are your cards. Isn't that cool? So that opens that, and then again.
Then it says, "Dear Karen," but it was to me.
Oh no, it is to me.
Oh, this is these. Yeah.
Okay, this one didn't count. Are these mine, Tim?
Well,
here's yours. That okay.
No, I
did a few too.
Both.
Tim thinks he's giving to me all organized. But they're not. This one is for you. Oh, and this is from the same person to you. Oh, is that fun?
Now.
Oh, Tim, look at that card.
There's a story behind it.
Okay. Of course. We might get to our projects.
It is so weird, but it came disassembled.
How cool is that?
These two were off.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sheet was off. So I repaired it.
Well, Michelle, we hope we did a good job repairing it. That is so cool.
Yes.
That is a fun card. And I love the bubbles on the inside too. Can you guys tell Tim is feeling better? I can't stop him talking. I love that. That's that Catty-Wampa strip card. That is just adorable. Linda said she's glad Tim is doing well. She got released from her doctors this week. She goes on to a better colon for each of us. Yes, amen to that. I love it. Diane Savory from Minnesota. Oh, this is a retiring stamp set. Isn't that pretty?
Yep.
And you see how she's gone through and the hugs come right on top. Monochromatic card, the little detailing in the corner. Love it. Great card. And nice messages inside, which we always get to use afterwards.
Is this it is to Tim.
It is, Tim. I'm paying attention now after you messed up that first one.
Yes.
This is Pat Nagy from Missouri. Oh, how pretty. Oh, and Tim.
Whoa, look at that. That is beautiful. That is so cool.
Isn't that cool? And
Be still
and
and
then
know
she,
that I am the Lord.
so how cool is that? And then
Yes.
she hand wrote a Bible verse in the back that so fits. And look at that. I love her stitching
Yeah.
around the outside. So it's just one layer that has that stitching look.
Yeah,
And the same here, how she's done that
by hand.
and then done a thing there. And then you weren't born just to pay bills and die.
That's right.
Oh, that is
You're born to-
hilarious.
You're born to read books.
And even a little one inside there.
Very nice.
That is a fun card.
Get wet.
Oh, that is so great.
This is going to me. I'm
Well, they're all yours, but yes, that immediately will go into his.
I don't want to lose it.
Cynthia Larison from Florida. And we had 39 New Horizon cards. I did have to peek to see if any of them used it. This bumped it up to 40. This is stunning. Do you see that same paper?
Yes. It is
Adding
fun.
a couple of die cuts and one stamp. And what a gorgeous card.
Yeah.
Oh, just
Feel better,
absolutely.
friend.
Yes. I think that
I
is just
am.
the best. So that's why the drawing is for that. I said, that is just so cool. And then we have from Texas, Mary Lewis and Lily Barnes. Oh, wonderful. Oh, and Lily's her 10-year-old granddaughter, and they watched together. Oh, thanks to both of you. And I love this card. This is another, things don't get simpler than this, and it's letting the paper do the work. Look how they've just framed the paper, and I love these wildcats. And then they've added the ribbon and the words, and it's gorgeous.
Lily's the young one?
Yep.
Because that's an old name.
I know that's come
And
back
it's
again.
coming back, yeah.
I love that name. And we're so glad to have young people join us. I said, oh, it is such a privilege for us.
They are our future.
But it's also a privilege for us to share what we love doing and to have you guys appreciate that and do it with us, creating memories. It's so wonderful.
Look at all the
Darcy
hearts.
Nelson from Colorado. Oh, and look,
Yes.
this is like tissue paper. I can't think of that other word. What do you call that word for that handmade paper? And look, a punch and the cute little flowers, the green under that. That is really pretty.
Yep.
And just a simple, sweet card, stamping right on. And this could be tissue paper, but we also used to, there is another kind of paper, so it could be either one that's kind of like tissue paper, but it's fancier. And this could be either, but we used to use it a lot, and I don't remember what it's called, but we'll call it tissue paper. Love it.
Just wait. Look
Yep.
inside. Because she's thanking me for what? Getting well? See, it's for you.
Oh, something for the new catalog.
And
It
it's
says
for-
the very first one, she said, all to herself, her very own. Oh, I think that is so fun. I
And-
love it.
It's to you.
Oh, and that one was
yes.
to me. Oh, okay. I thought you handed me these stacks. This is to
No.
both of us. Okay. We like to think that together we make a whole, but
We don't.
oh, Tim, how fun is
that.
this?
Look at that.
Peggy Take from Ohio. That is so,
I love it.
oh, that is perfect. What a
love
fun
green.
vintage card. And the world's best hot dogs. Oh, that would be you too.
Mhm.
Oh, look at that.
Joe's Diner.
Oh, what a fun card. Mulberry paper, Pamela. That's what I was looking for. You're right. And Sean,
Yeah.
thank you. And Julie, a whole bunch of you said that. See, names have gone out the window for me. People, things.
Just about reminds me of a Studebaker.
Oh, that is fabulous. What a fun card.
That is very nice.
So I just show you what I did with Tim's. Look at these are all the back in here. 363 cards, 6 from Canada, 1 from France, 1 from Germany, and then we got them from 43 states. So we're missing 7. That's interesting. And I'm going to list the states from the top down to any state that we got 10 or more from, that Tim got 10 or more from. Okay. So I'm just going to list the state and where. It's just kind of fun to know
Mhm.
where we're connected. Minnesota might be obvious at 40, Wisconsin 31, Ohio 22, Florida 20, California 18, New York 15, Michigan 14, Illinois 15, I guess that got bumped up today, Washington 13, Pennsylvania 12, Tennessee 11, Texas 11, and Iowa 10. How cool is that? And of these 363 cards, I already mentioned 30 of them used the New Horizons paper and 28 used, what do you think? What was the other one that we saw so many of?
The little animals that were
Yes.
goofy looking.
The turtle,
Yeah.
giraffe, sloth. Somebody's saying
Yep.
Stampin' Up! Does need to do another thing in that order. That is just look what a useful. And then so many funny cards, So many beautiful cards, all kinds of cards, all the flavors. Oh, that is just so fun.
Cards
Okay.
cards have flavors, you know.
Yeah, they do. So today we're actually going to get back to stamping. So I don't know who brought their stuff to work with us.
I didn't.
We're going to do today, it's similar to what I did fairly recently, but we're just going to change it up a little. I wanted to do something easy, of course, right now, because you do know next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be doing 6 live videos on new projects. And then Thursday, there's another week. So I looked at this and thought,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So, today we're going simple, but it's so fun to play with new
When?
papers.
Tuesday and Wednesday?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
I thought I was busy.
10, 1, and 4. You'll be around, but you're off the hook for most of that. Those are just kind of fun party days because the new catalog goes live. So, and we have drawings connected with all that. So that will be very fun. So what we are going to do, oh, some of you have them here. Okay. So what I suggested you bring is, let's see, some base cards. You always want to start with your paper, and you could even do one just to get the handle with this. I'm doing 12, and out of my 12, I'm making 12 cards. I would make 24 cards and still have strips left over. So this is a lot. So I just suggested you have these things and then some 5 by 3 3/4. Now I'm adding, because I'm doing another layer. So just know you don't need to do this, and you don't need to do the last step of putting them together until we're done either. It's really the main part. I just want to explain kind of how I do things. So I'm adding a layer, a 5 1/4 by 4. So these are all the things I have, but this is the part we're going to focus on. And then when I'm all done, I have these done. This is what I always like to do. I look at the colors in my paper and I set out a variety of the colors. I pre-cut some because I'm making a ton of these cards. So I have some card bases
to match that.
Yes. I picked on the back of, this is one of the new, it's the cup of tea. I don't have a thing, but on the back of the paper, it always says what colors of paper that goes with it. And what's cool, one of the reasons I'm actually doing this with 3 different sets. I'm going to show you the other 2 sets. What's cool about this paper for showing is it includes all 5 new in colors.
Mm-hmm.
So see, I can show the new in colors. But this is how I like to design anyway when I'm working on something. So if I'm going to work with a certain designer series paper pack, I might pull up full sheets. They wouldn't necessarily be cut like this, but they'd all be out so I can just enjoy looking at them together. When I get these done, then I can just look and pick one of these, so we'll do that at the end. So I'll show you some of the cards first.
Every once in a while, I just find Karen just in a trance, just enjoying looking at the paper.
I do. I love looking at paper. And I'm going to show you the 12 cards that I made, all using this quick little method. And all they have is the thank you from the stamp and the little lime slice to go with the tea. So it could be lemon or lime, a die cut. And these are some of the new shape dies. But I just want you to notice now what we call this technique is stack, cut, and shuffle. So if you've seen that before, and I told him all that makes me think of is Boot, Scoot, and Boogie by Brooks and Dunn, because it's got the triple. So that's kind of what I feel like we're doing today. But notice all these. This is from my using all 12 of these papers and then just mixing and matching them. So some are kind of similar, but they're all still. So I'll just kind of show, okay, all these, and I have all these cards. And now I could change the words on these. These I'll say thank you, but I could make some be birthdays. These could be everything. But how cool is that? So these are all, none of these to match, but they all have that same flavor and color. And I think that's really fun. So that is pretty fun. Ginger said she's sitting with a glass of wine that's been sitting so long. It's a little early in the day in Minnesota. I'm not sure. She put in a bigger glass and adding water to it. And Jackie says when she gets a new order, she takes the paper out first. Her husband calls it fondling. He always says, why are you fondling the new paper? Yeah, that kind of does. It's just kind of a, so anyway, isn't this fun? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to have you set that where they'll still be reachable.
Mm-hmm.
This is also, we're talking about paper shares. So I'm using, this paper comes 6 by 6.
I love that. That's so cool.
And if I were doing, if you were doing 12 by 12, you can make anything into 6 by 6. So another paper share. And of course, if you get paper shares that are 4 by 6, you're just going to trim it and do this with it. But this is going to be just great. I'm doing 4. I already cut some just so you wouldn't have to. On my bigger slicer, I can cut through all of them. On this one, 4 might be a stretch. Should I try 4? I don't know if I should try 4 or not. We'll try. Nah, I don't. Yeah, you guys, we can watch it a couple of times. So I think I could do 3. So I'm taking my 6 by 6 and I'm going to cut it off at 4 1/4. So I'm going to do a strip across the bottom. That's 4 1/4.
So Karen called me when I was at my eye doctor.
Yep.
And she says, you need to get home because I need to
come home early and change my blades. I don't have time. That's how I roll. I said, like, no, like hanging around and making 3 new best friends on your way. That's what I'm really saying.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So I'm pulling these off. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of strip cards. And we can do a whole bunch of things with these on a card. So they're going to be saved. But now this is what's cool. So this is my paper and I'm going to cut these in half. So I'm going to cut these at 4.
Put them together.
Oh, yeah. It works much better if they're together. I get a better end result.
Yes, you do.
You're the quality control
person.
Did you know that? Okay. So I'm going to cut that in 3. And then I'm going to take this one. And then I'm going to cut this one in 3. Okay. Now I'm just going to show, I pre-did the others. I'm not even sure if I don't even know if I have all of them here. I started with 12, but you know what? It isn't going to matter. Okay. So I have 2 sets. So let's say I would really have 12 here. We're just going to use 1 today. So you can double the 12 that we're working on today. So I'll put those aside. So I'm going to have 24 cards out of these 12 pieces.
I'm just starting to realize that you really have to pay attention to what Karen's saying because she's saying a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, but if you'd rather screenshot, look, Tim, I think Tim's my plant today because I actually did this. Look.
All right. And are the numbers,
if you like to screenshot, and of course I will put measurements.
Are the numbers
afterwards.
correct? That's the real question.
I will be informed if they're not. So, we're into that. So 3 by 4 1/4 and 3 by 4 1/4. Now I want to tell you something about these measurements. This is similar to a card I did recently. Yes. I love doing 3 inches wide because it fits our paper. But I just want to say this method, it's just called stack, cut, and shuffle. Pay attention. You can totally change the measurements. There's nothing about this that can't be changed. People are saying, what are those measurements again? It kind of doesn't really matter. I picked this 3 by 4 1/4 because I like how it looks on this. Now, I could cut these any way I wanted. I could cut them this way and this way. I could cut them in 4ths. I could cut them in strips, and I could do the same stack, cut, and shuffle. So know that when I say that word, it doesn't even mean this layout. We're just using that technique because it just makes it easy to make a bunch of cards. But don't ever get hung up on the exact things. Make yours different. And this, of course, is the challenge for the week. You can make yours different. It's just this idea that you're doing the
stack, cut,
and shuffle.
It's short and stout.
It is. A little teapot.
Short and stout.
Okay, so
tip me over and pour me out.
Then we're getting rid of one of these. And now we're going to cut these. So I will do this. I'm going to try 3. Okay. Aren't these funny? Angela says, Tim, she's already confused. Yes. Okay. So this is 3 inches and I'm going to cut it in half again. So this is 1 1/2.
Is she saying that I confused her?
No, she's just kind of agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
That it's easy to become confused. Okay. So to see how that's 1 1/2 and that's 1 1/2. And you know what? I think the easiest thing right now is let's do all of these. I'm going to do 1 1/2 and 1 1/2. So we're just going to, this is called mass producing cards. And to do the stack shuffle, that is what you're going to do because you want to have a bunch of choices. So when I did a card similar to this before, we were more showing just one pattern split apart. And that works too. Everything in card making, it's just variations on a design, variations on a fold, variations on anything. Okay. I have these all cut. And I did some earlier. So now I do have 12. These I did earlier. Okay. And they have 2 sides. Yep. So I'm going to put those on. Okay. So I have that. Then I'm going to take half of them. Now I'm going to be using all of these, but these I'm going to leave whole. These, the first thing I'm going to do is I need to take off a little bit at the edge. I want these to just be 4 inches. And I'll explain why. And unless you have a good reason, you could save these and make a really, really detailed tiny strip card. I recycle mine. I will explain why I'm going to do this. I'm going to make these all 4s. The reason is because I'm going to cut this and have white space in between, but not this one. I'm leaving this one whole. If I were going to cut this like the last card we did, we cut this down here and this up here. They're going to be evenly spaced, but I'm kind of take a little off so I can have a little space there. Does that make sense?
Wiggle room.
Yes. And if that doesn't work, you just have your own variation. I said, these are just such, oh, that one didn't go all the way through. I didn't pull it all the way through. There. I'm going to do that one and this one. Get rid of my little bits and pieces there. Okay. So I have my 2 piles and I'm going to do one more thing. Now I'm going to take these piles and I'm going to trim them at 2.5. And then they'll be ready to use. Okay. So I'm going to take these and they're all going to come right here. Kind of looks like we're making a quilt, doesn't it? This is kind of how you could work on quilt cards. I'm going to get all my pieces. And now if you cut yours and you cut it a different place, go with it. Your card's going to be awesome the way it is. Like I said, there's nothing magical about these numbers. It's just what I chose. I just went right in half because I thought it's just easier, but this could be a 1 inch and this could be 2 inches. It kind of totally doesn't matter. And then I'm going to bring in the other ones that I pre-did. And I'm going to put the measurements right here. This ends up being 1.5 inches square. This is 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. And this is 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So you can always screenshot that but otherwise just know these will be on my blog. Okay, here's where the fun goes. Okay, Angela says ginger is wine. Nisa says I have tea. Okay, yep, tea would be more my thing. That is just totally. If you're confused, it'll all be laid out. But if you're confused, you know what I really want to just say? You get these pieces and you cut them any way you want. The magic here is that you're cutting them all together at the same size. So you can pick what you want. In fact, I will just show that again in a minute on how you could do something else with this. But here's where the fun really begins. So this is.
So up till now.
Up until it wasn't really fun. No. But look, in making a card, now I'm going to lay out a whole bunch of my pieces here. I'll just do 4 to start with. But I'm going to look at these and pick which side that I want. And basically for my big strip, I'm going to pick.
Last one's not on the screen.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to do 4, I think, because that's enough to have the idea. I'm going to do this on all of mine. When I did mine, I wanted to make sure I used every single one. So I laid out 12 of these because I want to make sure that I laid these all out and I wasn't repeating anything. Okay. Does that make sense? So I'm going to have you pick the final ones to put in the corner. And I used a lot of the flip sides on the second ones. Let's see. I'm going to go through and think, oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. But you see how we're doing? That is just like magical. Oh, Angela's saying you're doing some cards for benefit for your sister-in-law. Yes. How fun. And to me, this is the magic. These are all different, but they're all gorgeous. And I'm going to make 12 of them. I just think that is so cool. So those are the measurements that I'm using. But just to clarify here, I'm going to set these aside. So I'm not even going to put these together because you're okay. So, well, let's see. I better do a couple of these. Let's go a little bit further here. And then I'll go on. I just want to go on and just kind of keep playing with everything. So now I'm going to finish. Let's just say I'm going to take this one. And then I'm going to pull out, this. Okay, I might choose this as my base card. And I want you to notice I don't need another color under it. This can be totally done. I chose today, but I don't always, to do a layered thing under it. So then I'm going to look at my other colors and think, okay, I'm going to layer it with this. So when I was doing my cards, I then laid them all like this because I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing too many of the same colors. I wanted to have this variety looking stack, if that makes sense. So I thought, so isn't that cool? So let's say I would do that one with that. Oh, and with this one, then I might want to do, oh, I love this. Add a little fresh freesia there. And then I'm going to go with the new color. Isn't that pretty?
It's pretty, very nice.
And I just think these are fun because they're very different, but it is the same paper. So anyway, I think that's really exciting. Now, just to show what I mean about how this term can be for anything, so I will come back. I'll be making a bunch more cards like that. Let's just take some of these. I'm going to take some of my leftovers. We'll do a stack and shuffle out of this. My cutter.
I think you had it last.
I had it last. Where would I put such a big thing and have it disappear? Behind me, of course. This is just really fun. Yes, and if you don't have all the colored paper, that's okay too. If you have one color that goes with them, you can use the same color. But this is, I think, what's just fun about working with color and design. I'm using a bunch of colors just to show how fun it is to have a bunch of colors. I'm going to send them to different people, so it doesn't matter. They can all be the same color. The other thing is, I do 2 paper shares. If you're not someone, so like one comes 6x6s, and then we get the doubles like this. Others come like this, and you get the variety. So if you get the paper shares on this cup of tea paper, you'd be getting all 6 colors, or all 5 colors that are new, and then 1 repeated. And then you have colors to work with. But don't ever feel like you need to own everything. That is my big lesson, everyone. Use up what you have. You might have some other colors that work. Okay, so I have 6-inch strips here. And they go the long way. Okay, so I'm going to make strip cards here. So I'm going to want these to be 5 1/4 since my card is 5. So I want these to be 4 3/4. Because my card size, so I want it to go 1/4 inch smaller. So that's 4 3/4. And this is 4 3/4. And if I were using my cutter from the other room, which is what I typically do, I would be doing all these at the same time. That's what we're talking about. Stack, then cut, then shuffle. I don't think this one quite does that. I'm going to make these different widths. So I'm going to do this at 1 inch right here. See if I can hold this. This is not my, okay, we'll see if I can hold this enough to not have it be too crooked. Otherwise, you should go crooked on purpose because that works too. And now look, this is my leftovers. This is still stack, cut, and shuffle. So I just want you to visualize, so like a boot, scoot, and boogie, And now I can just go through here, same thing. And I can just pick, let's see what I want to be on here. Oh, I'm going to do these 2, okay? And I can do 3 cards. So I think that's fine. And I would do the same. I would go here and think about, okay, what have I got? Okay, I really like this one. I really like these 3 in particular. So maybe I want to use that. Anyway, that's enough. Okay, but but you see what I'm, so I hope that simplifies it. So you can use today's measurements, but you don't need to. It is just the idea of cutting your things up, cutting them into pieces, and then making your cards. So let's look again at these cards, and then we'll show some other papers. Now, if I totally confused you, thank you, Kathy. She put the measurements in, and I will too when I'm done. They'll be up in the show notes. And then they'll be on my blog later tonight. Occasionally it takes me the next morning, but I'm going to try to do that. And I'm putting up a picture. I took pictures of like all 12 of these together so that you can just see. I just love this variety. We'll do 3 at a time. Okay, so there's 3. And then I'll put 3 more on top of that. And I used up every single paper. And in a paper pack that is 6x6, that had 4 each of 12 different papers. So this is 1 each of 12 papers. And I made 12 cards, and I have my other little stack to make 12 more. So it would make 24 cards, and I've only used up 1/4 of my paper pack. So think how many quick and easy cards that you can make out of this. So how fun. Paper share prices. I don't know off the top of my head, but go to KarenTitus.com. At the top, it says product shares. You can get shares that are paper, 4x4 or 6x6. You can get ribbons. You can get embellishments. So go check out all the options, and you can pick and choose what you want. So my next one, there were only a couple of papers that we could pre-order. So that's what I'm using here. Love this paper. This is, he's the man.
Oh,
and
that's why I liked it.
Yep, you knew you liked it. Yep. But I wanted to show you something really cool about this for making quick masculine cards. Look at how cool this is. Here's for you, Tim, the new glasses.
Ooh.
Here's for you today.
Yes.
And this, oh, can't beat this. Look at that.
Look at that. Volkswagen.
That is just amazing. And I love this one with the camping.
Yep.
Oh, this is gorgeous. And I want to show you the cards that I made. And this one, and this one. Okay, you get 2 sheets, I believe, like this in here too. Look at this.
Stickers.
Well, they're not stickers, but they're like they're die cuts already. Look at this assortment. So if you get a paper share, you're just going to get like a corner of whatever this is. You'll get a few of these, but look at how cool this is. These all just pop right out.
Yep.
Oh, love this one. How is that cool? This is so cool. So I had to show you this, and I'm going to show you the cards that I made. That'll explain this. So keep in mind, these cards, they're all doing the same. They're all doing the stack, cut, and shuffle, or the boot, scoot, and boogie, so whatever. And they're all using these die cuts that are right at part of them. So you could make these cards just by buying the paper. You don't even need the stamp set. And of course, the stamp set is awesome. But I'm just, to really, if you're looking for really, really simple cards, I think this is so fun. So we've got, with you, I'm never lost. A lot of us have someone we could send this card to with a story to go with it. I think that's really fun. Holy smokes, you're the best. You're a classic. You're stronger than you know. I'm just going to tell you, I haven't used them all up either. Hooray. You're a champ. Oh, love this one. You did it. And there's a thank you to that person that rescued me. You're flipping awesome. Love that one. And all I've added on these, I've added the new little gems that go with this set. They're like these little antique things. There we have a barbecue thing. Strong and courageous. Nice work. Hope your day is a grand adventure. Looking sharp. Cheers to all your years. And best dad award. Okay. And if you don't have a dad to give this to, you put a word over this, best something award. You can adapt anything. Could be best teacher award, best, so you can get inventive. But isn't that awesome? You guys, that is best just the paper. So that's what we're talking. We're talking really quick and easy today. And when people say, what do I do with my paper shares if I get them? Okay, here's some ideas. And then I have one more. And so as you get creative, you're going to do even more of these. This one is Hues of Happiness. I have been using these up for card swap. So I have, I love this one in here. Okay, so I only have a couple sheets left, but look how fun they are. Love this. I have an idea for that. I haven't done it yet. So I don't have the rest, but there are 2 papers in here that the dies. So with this one, you probably really want the dies. You might as well get the stamp set, but look at this die. These leaves, it cuts out all these different flowers. There's a whole bunch of dies on your paper, so you can cut a whole bunch of things at once. And you'll see this background is just that colorful background. And again, I just did them the same way. And then I just chose different color combinations since they were put on. But the backgrounds are all the same.
Are they complementary, but they don't match? Or
they're complementary. Yes, they don't match the flowers. They're different colors. I want to point that out. See, you're even noticing that, but they all kind of have that look that goes together. So, but yeah, these are from the same paper. So these are complementary. What I'm going to say is I added backgrounds that I felt complemented them that aren't even colors in the paper pack. So when you say, oh, I don't have colors that go with that, but I loved. So I'm using the new in colors, and those really aren't the colors in here, but I think they look really striking and fun. So we're going to just look at all these. And again, these are all different. Now I could have added something with words, but is this gorgeous? So these are die cut, or I'm a fussy cutter. I don't mind fussy. There's a couple in here that I fussy cut that don't have
Even
dyes.
even when you don't have to fussy.
Okay, these are fussy cut. So if you don't mind fussy cutting, these are from another, but I love these 2. So the ones that have 2 on here, I fussy cut. So if you don't mind fussy cutting, all you need is the paper again to make these cards. And I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So we just have this fun variety, and these could be for almost any occasion. And just notice again, I'm just changing up the colors in the background. That's as much for me. You know, I'm going to send these to different people. They could all be the same, but it kind of, I think it's fun.
I think they'd be good for Mother's Day.
Yes, I think it's fun to just sit and play with colors. Like I showed you, having all these colors out and then just kind of picking different ones I wanted to accent. So I think that is really, really fun. So that is our fun idea for today. And so I will go put the directions up and work on the blog post this afternoon. And in the weekly challenge, this will go up. And, you know, you can vary these. So you can use the measurements I'm giving you, but don't feel like you have to either. You can get creative. I think for rectangles, I mean, it is the idea. So to keep in mind, it's kind of like stories again, but it's like the stack your papers first. What this gives you is a whole bunch of designs to play with. If you stack even 4, you might want to do, if you just have like 4 coordinating papers and you cut them like this, do you realize you have 8 choices, counting the front and the back, of different ways to put them together? So when I cut 12, I had 24 choices. That's why I can make all these cards that look different. So, so you have fun. Take this idea and kind of do whatever. And I am just excited to see what you do. I am hoping this one will bring in a whole lot of fun shares over in the Back Porch Stampers. Did you guys see the really cute ones that were posted with this idea? It was up for this week. And there's a winning one that had a teddy bear on it. And winner just means we do a drawing. But there are so many adorable, cute ideas shared about that. You know, mine's kind of a classic T card, but people were doing some really funny, cute ones. I just love how you can take one idea and do all kinds of things with it. How do you glue the pieces down so they look straight with even spaces between them? Oh, you know what? That is a good point. Let's go back to that. So I guess I'm not quite done. Maybe the answer is I don't know, so I was going to avoid that. No, okay. Number 1, don't be terribly fussy. Sometimes I try using my grid paper to get an idea, but this is what I do. I like being not fussy. So I just feel like eyeballing it is good enough.
Let's get on the camera.
When I am making a whole bunch of these, I always do this part first. So when I have my 12 cards laid out, it's just me. I might do 3 or 4. I might not do all of them, but I put all of these on and I'm just going by the edge there. And then I'll do my next biggest one. And I'm kind of going for a look that's kind of the same. Now, if that went too far in, let me do one I'll do differently on purpose, okay? I'm kind of trying to go on the edge there. Now, if we looked at some of my done ones, I'm sure we could find some that are quite off. Oh, well, I ran out of that. So let me... And then this one, again, I'm just going to go, I care about the bottom corners. I don't really care. Look at this. See, this is not exact, but you're not going to see that because
You need to
just hand me a card there. Look at this. This part covers that. So one of my tricks is always, if there's a part of your card that you just don't get right, that's where you're going to put your accent.
cover it up.
You see, because my cutting wasn't totally perfect. Nothing was totally perfect. And it's going to be totally fine when it's on here. No one's going to see the difference. Now, I lost my tape, but let's pretend I put this one on and I put it too far over. Okay. I could put this next one. Look what I could do. I could put my next one in closer. I could make a whole different design. I'm still going to have a gap down here, but you know what? That's going to look cool too. So it's okay. Tim's going to go look for one. It is such a mess in here. So I hope that helps. My biggest thing is don't be hard on yourself. And here's the last thing. If you kind of get it over to one side and you end up liking it, but it's just too much on this side, trim that side. Trim a little off the top. You know, it's your card. Nobody knows what size you started with. So if that helps. So The biggest thing of what we do is, I think it's twofold. We get to have fun and feel creative and play with color and design. And we get to give what we make to someone and let them know we care. I mean, what could be better than that? We get a twofold purpose. It is just so fun. Invoices for the paper shares will be going out very shortly. We don't do them till close because we can't order, just to keep in mind. We're taking orders now so we know how much to order on Tuesday, because I can't order the papers till then either. I do a 2-day order so I can get them out as soon as possible. So right around that time, you will get the invoices. So let us know as soon as possible to be in the first round. We will do another round if people miss it, but it's much better to be in the first round.
So is that it?
Yep.
363. It's a wonderful.
So you're going to be telling that story, aren't you, to people? I said, is that awesome?
And I suspect there's still some in the mail.
That is so awesome. And just that huge basket is what it looks like. So thanks, guys. We love
Thank you very much.
And
yes, we do.